We've had spotty showers since about 7 a.m. here in D.C., and the radar indicates it's going to continue, but nothing to stop football from happening at FedEx Field. A few minutes ago, it sounded like the 4th of July on the National Mall as the hometown Redskins were introduced to this sold-out crowd. They are set to go as their guys will match up with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. On the set. 39, check Mike, 39. Under 10, under 10, 10. Shift, shift. Hey, Sean, be ready, be ready. Hey, check it out.
On 1st and 10, Russell got a man open. It's Sutton. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Check safety, check safety.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle.
It's second and 8 at the 40-yard line. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
Check 52. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Oh, design run for their wideout. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Agnew now to return. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the Lions will take over. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Hey, Haywood.
Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll make it 2nd down.
That Q stuff ain't working.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Fun. Hey. Hey, let's get in that home.
Stafford on 1st down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 1st down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. To the air again, Stafford. And that's complete to Jesse James. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Stafford going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Throwing again is Stafford. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Fabian Moreau. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. Tariq Cohen, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
At the 33-yard line.
What's that? Lady! Minus 56. Let's put them on the buses.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He's taken out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Brought down at the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Let's go now. 60 outlaw.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Redskins 7. Lions 7.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
Hey, check Mike.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? You might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. Watch the run. He's checking.
The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Heavy. Give me something.
On 4th down, Russell. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. It's Desmond Trufant, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
After the interception, here's Stafford. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw again, Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Omaha, ready to move. Check three.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
To try again after the sack. Stafford, he'll find Hall. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Hey, team 6.
3rd and long, it's Stafford. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it, and this is scooped up by the Lions.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Switch it. Quick dash. Come. Hey, alert 3.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39.
Looking to throw on second down. Russell. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. 22 yards there, a first down.
That's good for the Washington Redskins. First down.
It's so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
But that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Tariq Cohen with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They practice.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Stafford. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Easy, alert! Let's go.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And that'll cross midfield here, not by much. Out of bounds just on the other side of the 50. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off near the 29. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. Big yardage that time for the Redskins. 59 yards for him on the ground. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Check. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. Check back. Back. What here?
It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. Tariq Cohen, his third touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 21-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
A gain of 15.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. It's his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and
he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Jonathan Allen picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
40 got. Hey, Stu.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hawkinson. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
And the Lions.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're...
He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Brandon Williams, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Back to throw. Stafford. This complete to Jones. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play.
And a sack. They get to him defensively, but the flag comes in, and I think the D jumped. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options.
You got three down. Wide, get wide.
From the red zone now, Stafford. That is caught at the 7-yard line. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down.
1st and goal. Detroit.
22! Watch the shot! Check your hot read!
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
180! Get the ball! Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Hey. You got three. Three down. Save. Check 40.
Throwing is Stafford. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. Back now at FedEx Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Single.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
Some good, strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
They'll run for it with Tariq Cohen. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. They try again with Cohen. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Redskins capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Hopkins with the extra point, and it is 28-0.
Redskins 28, Lions nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
11 yards there and a Lion first down.
First down, Lions.
Off of play action. Here's Stafford. He goes full extension, and he's got it. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Play action. Stafford. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third. The Lions on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. Stafford looks to throw again. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
It's a gain of 6.
50.
And the Lions first down.
Stop your whining.
Alert! Hey, Echo! Go here!
On first down, it's Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brings up second and
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Hey. 20. Get that quarterback.
Throwing again on second down. Stafford. Now he'll let it go deep over the middle. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jonathan Allen able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
And with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Real right, 22! Hey!
Lions go for it on 4th, and Stafford. He's going to loft one deep left. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Brandon Williams. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Fighting through, and he's got space. It's a foot race. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Redskins scoop it. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Check 43. Check 13. 61. Match box. Right. Under crunch. Deuce.
It's It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
And that's another big-time run, and it sure looks like the leverage game is being won by the offensive line. They're the low man on just about every snap, and they're winning, pushing back the defensive front and creating great space for their runners.
Oh, how about this on first and goal? And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. And often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. And he is going to lose yardage here. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Hey, easy.
They snap it to Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. On 4th down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, 4th down, where's the ball? Where would we get the ball? But instinct takes over, and when it's in the air, they just go and get it. So it's hard to get on him for intercepting it, but the smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
At the 33-yard line.
Come on. Right stone. Travel. 50's the mic. 50's the mic. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. Kill.
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Let's go, baby. We turn over. Get that ball.
So a victory